Live, and we're live. I started a little bit earlier. I'm kind of curious how all this works. We'll see how it goes. I'm always learning. Set reminder. 36 seconds. Still does it. So I got my phone on right here. It's got a little reminder. Ooh, there's me. There's little me. And it says it's going to go off in 25 seconds. So I guess I started a little early. So I guess we got to wait a little bit. Anyway, we got to wait. I don't know. Because it has a reminder. But it says I'm live. Oh, we got an ad. Here we go. We got a delay start. Here we go. All right, I'm just playing with it. All right. So the lesson here is that I got to start, if I do this, the reminder that I got to start on time. Anyway, who are we? Well, this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, which is late, as my wife said. You know, you're like 5 hours late. 6 hours late. 6 hours late, right? I'm doing math with my kids this morning. Anyway, I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I figured I might as well wait till around lunchtime to do another show because people are working and some people are shoveling out snow and now they're taking a break. So I would do a lunchtime special. And I was exhausted this morning because I tried doing that show where we were all night long. I didn't make it very far. I think I got 3.5 hours in and about 1,300 story titles or issue titles in Jira. I was starting to fall asleep. So if you were watching last night, I was starting to crash. It was rough. We're going to talk about that. Anyway, this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show where we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and hope you get value to your customer, value to your business without working crazy hours and have a little fun along the way so you can hang out with friends and family and fun in the office too. So where's my topics? What are my topics for today? So I got 3 topics. One I had written before and a couple I added as of today because of the learnings. Always leave myself a little gap in case something interesting comes up. So I want to talk about reviews. I want to talk about automation tools. I did post up a little tiny less than 1 minute little thing on automation tools. And then I want to talk about the experiment we ran last night and what was learned about it. So, okay, reviews. So I was having a discussion the other day, and we're going through a process with one of my Scrum Masters, and talking about reviews, what's going on, what is it about, sprint reviews, right? And I asked the question, and I think this is a question every Scrum Master should ask themselves about their team, and every team should ask their question about their sprint reviews. Value number 2. Does your sprint review kind of resemble value number 2 in the Agile Manifesto? Working software over documentation. Is a majority of your sprint review taken up by talking about documentation? Or is it taken up by running working software? Which one do you think is probably a better deal for your business and your customer and everything? You think your customer wants to see a lot of documentation? Most don't. Most don't have time to see the documentation. It's nice if you can summarize it. As when I took my SAVE class, they talked about getting your sprint goals so you can report out or summarize it, what you're doing, and not everything that's in your sprint. So that's very helpful for doing that. So ask yourself, is our sprint review more about working software or is it more about documentation? And which one do you think, what way would help meet the Agile Manifesto value number 2, right? I prefer to do more working software and having the customer run the software and not demo the software. Demo is the wrong word. We'll do another show on demo. I'll talk about that later. But having working software and demos and running it, right? And have the customer run it maybe, okay? So that's item 1. Next thing is about automation tools. I did post a little little thing because as I was shoveling the snow this morning, is why I was late getting onto the show. Part of it, I had to finish shoveling because my wife made me feel bad or look bad because she started it. And I'm like, okay, I will finish. I got to finish it because I didn't want her to have to try to shovel it all because I know it wasn't, she needed my help. So I took care of the rest of it. And while I did it, I looked at all the tools that were used this morning. There were some brooms, some shovels, and like an ice scraper, a big shovel for heavy snow, some salt we used to try to melt the ice. And then last but not least was the sled, which I am part of the retro, having a little fun. So you do a little bit, you have some fun, you got all tools kind of going on. You can do some fun while you're working. Of course, I was dragging my kid down the street in the sled while every once in a while I wanted to take a break from shoveling the snow just to use different muscles and try something different and have a little fun. The kid want to have some fun too. So automation tool sets is much like that. People I talk about automation. When you really look at automation, it's how well the different tools integrate with each other. It's not about having one suite to do all your work because there is no one suite out there that does it really well, right? They do okay in everywhere, but not great in everything. So what you should look for is how well do the different tools integrate and work with each other. And I just saw the video with the different shovels and the brooms and all that on TikTok, which is a fun thing to do and just a different way of showing the variety of tools. I mean, let's think about this, right? The tools I had up there, big shovel. How are you going to combine the big shovel works great, but with a broom? I don't know. The plastic shovel moving a lot of snow will break when I have to do the ice. And then the ice with the little tiny shovel head on it won't move big amounts of snow. Yeah, you can get some of it, but sooner or later, like those big shovels, I've seen it where they put a little metal bar on it. Sooner or later, the metal bar breaks off the plastic shovel. It's just what happens. So it breaks down after once. But that metal shovel, it's going to last for hundreds of years, right? If you see any of my stuff from the railroad, you'll see they got trouble shovels and picks and stuff like that are a couple hundred years old, or 100 years old at least. So those are the kind of things you look at when you do your automation. Find some tools that do specific jobs that integrate well with each other, so you can communicate a little bit and integrate in your deployment. But you're probably going to want a system that allows you to integrate different tools, and you don't want a system that says you can only use our tools and no one else's tools. Do not buy an integrating system that only allows you to use their tools. If they do have that, run away screaming into the night. Okay, so that's some test automation. So now let's talk about retrospective. I want to retro about what I did last night with trying to count all the Jira issues in their backlog. There's 64. They did a couple yesterday. Some of them came off the board. I saw it come off the board. There's like 64,027 issues in their backlog, which, like I said last night, was great. The fact that they shared their backlog and stuff that they do. There's some things in there we talk about. If you watch like the beginning, you're not going to watch all 3.5 hours of it, right? So in retrospective, it's going to take me a while. I did a test run. Took 3.5 hours to do 1,300 issues, to say every one of them. 3.5 hours. So it took 3.5 hours for me to just go through it. No discussion, no debate, no diving deep into the story and reading what the story is about. Just reading the titles gives you an idea. So I figured it's going to take me 6.5 days, I think, or something like that, working 24/7 to do all 64,000 issues in their backlog. I am not 22 anymore. I am 52. I don't know if I could do that. So what I learned, one, there's a lot. I got some timings in. I get an idea how long it'll take, just like in Scrum. Sometimes you can't take on those big masses, but you do a little test run. You get a feeling for what it's going to really take you to do. Now it gives me an idea. Okay, when can I be successful? How do I be successful at it? I think I might do something on Friday and just do the whole weekend, just kill the weekend until the Super Bowl. My wife will kill me. I don't think I got anything I got to do. except for take care of the kids every once in a while, because I think she's getting her second shot for the vaccine. So we'll see. But I think I can do it. We'll see if I can do it. So I got that. So what else I learned? I learned how to use the software a little bit with YouTube. So I got that learned on how to let everybody know when I'm going to start. I kind of used it a little bit today. I learned how to use my screens, the captures, software together. Tried pushing the envelope a little bit with the LinkedIn Live. I know I got to put an application in to be able to do live. So I'm going to do that too. I learned what I kind of do in my research. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned there's a lot of stuff in the backlog. Because that was another thing. And Jira, if you want to hire me to help you with your backlog, I'd be more than happy to do so. You need some help. There's stuff in there that was 17 years old in the backlog that's still in process that you actually touched like recently, really, within months ago, and you didn't finish it. Yeah, it hurts. Maybe you need an Agile coach. I'll go to Australia for a while. I know my kids would. I know my wife would love to be in Australia. But so I learned lessons learned on how to do that. Now I'm going to use that for my next attempt at it and see what we can do and how much we can do. And if you do watch until 3.5 hours, and I was getting tired, do not have a drink with your neighbor while the kids are playing in the snow before you go try to do an all-night thing. It's not going to work. You're going to get tired. That's a retro I learned. Better prep. Anyway, that's what I have for today. I don't want to take up all your time. It is a Monday. I know it's snowy, icy, icky outside here on the East Coast. I hope you're safe. I hope you're keeping warm. I hope you're staying healthy. And please give us a thumbs up if you like the show. Let me know what you think about the thing I did yesterday. Any thoughts, any things you want to go into. I am getting better at using the YouTube, the Zoom, and all that stuff's coming up. Like I said the other day, I did get certified for the ATF class, which I'll put some stuff out there. If anybody wants to take an ATF class, let me know. I'd be more than happy. It's going to be remote, and it's fun. It's a good course. And please ring the bell if you want to get noticed when we go online or about to go live. I'm getting better at it, figuring it out. We're going to move along a little bit. So have a great day. Enjoy your day. And yeah, I know it's 6 hours later than the normal time for a 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I was tired. It was a long night. Anyway, have a great day. See ya and bye.